Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers, Assistant Ministers, Honorable Leader of Opposition, Honorable Members. Dear Fiji, my greetings to you all. Neandra Vinaka, Jai Shri Radhe, and a very good morning to you all. Mr. Speaker, I wish to update the House on Fiji Women's Economic Empowerment National Action Plan, WENAP, 2025 to 2030, which was passed by Cabinet in June 2025. But first, I wish to acknowledge Thursdays in Black initiative, our global campaign that calls on us to wear black every Thursday to stand in solidarity with survivors of rape and violence, and to send a powerful message that we will not tolerate gender-based violence in any form. By wearing black, we amplify the voices of survivors, challenge the culture of silence, and call for a world free from violence, fear, and discrimination. Every life lost to domestic violence is one too many, Mr. Speaker, yet in Fiji, the tragedy continues to unfold in our homes. In 2025, 4 women and 1 man has lost their lives to intimate partner violence. According to the Fiji Police Force latest crime statistics for June 2025, sexual offenses have increased by 28%, with 60% of the victims under the age of 18. Crimes against children have risen by 8%, over half involving sexual abuse, and are nearly a quarter committed within the family homes. Domestic violence remains widespread, most often perpetrated by those closest to the families, closest to the victims. I thank all the honorable members of this House for wearing their awareness pin or wearing black today, demonstrating unity and resolve to end violence in all its forms, and I urge every member in this House, I urge leaders in our faith traditions, in business sector, and our community leaders, please speak out against gender-based violence and encourage your homes and communities to develop zero tolerance to all forms of violence. Mr. Speaker, Women's Economic Empowerment National Action is born from a vision for women and girls in all their diversities to have the autonomy to define and achieve full and equitable economic empowerment through greater participation, leadership, agency, access to resources, and supported by inclusive policy and a safe and enabling environment. The development of the Fiji Women's Economic Empowerment National Action Plan, or WENAP 2025 to 2030, has been a collaborative and whole-of-government effort led by the Ministry of Women, Children and Social Protection. This initiative began with a high-level advisory workshop on women's economic empowerment in April 2023. Organized by our ministry, the workshop brought together 50 experts and leaders from diverse sectors and organizations to identify the common challenges and opportunities facing women and girls in all their diversity. Discussions highlighted the multifaceted roles in Fiji women play. Multifaceted roles women in Fiji play as leaders, workers, producers, and entrepreneurs, and the challenges they face at individual, household, and institutional levels, including navigating abusive relationships, managing caregiving responsibilities, addressing the impacts of climate change, and confronting restrictive social norms and institutional barriers that hinder their economic participation. I wish to pay tribute to Honorable Linda Tambuya for her leadership in this regard during her term as Minister for Women. Mr. Speaker, the WENAP directly advances the objectives of the Fiji National Development Plan, NDP 2025 to 2029, and Vision 2050 by promoting inclusive economic empowerment. The NDP affirms the need to institutionalize gender mainstreaming and gender-responsive planning and budgeting to integrate gender perspectives across all levels of government, to foster equal opportunities, address systematic inequalities, protect fundamental rights, and address gender-based violence. It sets out specific targets to significantly improve women's participation and representation across key sectors and settings. For instance, women's participation in the labor force, which stands at 32%, is projected to reach 60% by 2030. Similarly, the share of women owning registered micro, small, and medium enterprises, currently at 19%, is targeted to rise to 50% by 2029. Mr. Speaker, in leadership, the NDP seeks to elevate women's representation in Parliament from 10% to 30%, while increasing their presence on non-commercial boards from 27% and on commercial boards from 19% to 50%. The NDP prioritizes advancing gender parity in education, aiming to increase female enrollment in tertiary, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, the STEM courses, from 25% to 50% by 2029. The WENAP provides a strategic framework for advancing the goals of NDP across its pillars and key targets on women's economic empowerment, delivering tangible outcomes through a twofold approach. Mr. Speaker, first, it emphasizes on individual and collective women's economic empowerment, including micro-level initiatives and community actions. Second, it prioritizes the transformation of structural and systematic inequalities in economic policies, budgets, and investments through gender mainstreaming and gender-responsive planning and budgeting, and the strengthening of gender data and statistics across government. The WENAP strives to create an enabling environment where women and girls in all their diversities can fully participate, have their contributions recognized, to thrive, driving the national's economic growth and long-term resilience. Mr. Speaker, in this context, the plan's strategic framework focuses on 4 key pillars and multiple supporting strategies and actions. These pillars include enabling women at work through inclusive employment pathways and skills development, supporting women in business and entrepreneurship, enhancing women's greater financial inclusion and economic resilience, and advancing women's health and well-being, while also recognizing the need to address harmful social norms which hinder women's economic participation. Mr. Speaker, the WENAP is evidence-based, using local and global data to inform strategies and track progress. Equity is prioritized to address the needs of marginalized women through targeted measures. Inclusivity is actively promoted to ensure all members of society, including men and boys, play a role in challenging patriarchal norms. Sustainability will be achieved through a whole-of-government approach with monitoring systems to ensure commitments are met and progress remains transparent. Mr. Speaker, the WENAP is aligned with and contributes to Fiji's key national, regional, and international commitments to gender equality and women's empowerment. These include the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the Sustainable Development Goals, the National Action Plan to Prevent Violence Against All Women and Girls. It also supports Fiji's obligations under the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, or CEDAW, the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, the CRPD, the Beijing Platform for Action, the Pacific Platform for Action on Gender Equality and Women's Human Rights 2018-2030, and the revitalized Pacific Leaders Gender Equality Declaration, among others. Mr. Speaker, women in all their diversities in Fiji play a pivotal role in driving the nation's economic development, contributing significantly across various sectors and settings. Their involvement in agriculture, fisheries, tourism, handicraft, and micro, small, medium enterprises form the backbone of Fiji's economic activity, particularly in rural and semi-urban areas. In agriculture and fisheries, women are often responsible for food security, food production, processing, and vending, ensuring household sustenance and market supplies. Similarly, in tourism, a key pillar of Fiji's economy, women are integral as employees, entrepreneurs, and cultural ambassadors. Mr. Speaker, they play a dominant role in the health, education, and social sectors, serving as educators, healthcare workers, social workers, and caregivers, where their contributions are essential to improving national well-being and building human capital. Additionally, women in Fiji bring invaluable knowledge in forestry and environmental conservation, playing a critical role in preserving ecosystems and addressing the climate crisis. They are also making strides in emerging sectors such as global outsourcing and business process management, highlighting their adaptability and innovation in a dynamic economic environment, as well as actively breaking barriers in male-dominated sectors. Mr. Speaker, Women are also at the heart of Fiji's economy through their care work, both paid and unpaid, which underpins the functioning of families, communities, and society. They perform majority of the unpaid labor, including caregiving, household and community management, supporting the well-being of households and our communities. Despite these invaluable contributions of women to Fiji's economic and social development, and the significant progress made as middle-income country in advancing gender equality, particularly through investments in education, policy reforms, health and infrastructure, systematic challenges continue to hinder women's full economic participation and empowerment. Mr. Speaker, according to the Global Gender Gap Report 2024, Fiji has achieved a gender parity score of 0.642, indicating that 64.2% of the overall gender gap has been closed. This positions Fiji at 128 out of 146 countries assessed. In the Economic Participation and Opportunity Sub-Index, Fiji has closed at 58.9% of its gender gap, ranking 117th out of 156 countries. However, in the political empowerment, Fiji ranks 140 out of 146. Health and survival is at 106, and educational attainment at 107 in rank out of 146 countries. Mr. Speaker, gender inequality and entrenched power imbalances within households and society remain fundamental root causes of economic disempowerment for women and girls in all their diversities. Discriminatory social and cultural norms, along with gender-neutral laws, policies, and budget investments, and the pervasive crisis of gender-based violence continue to limit the full and equal participation in the economy. Mr. Speaker, these overlapping and intersecting challenges and barriers have resulted in overrepresentation of women in low-wage, low-skilled, and precarious jobs, particularly in the informal economy. Addressing these challenges require a comprehensive and multi-level approach. Mr. Speaker, this involves shifting discriminatory attitudes, beliefs, and practices within individuals, households, and communities, while engaging men and whole of population, reforming policies and institutions, including workplaces, community organizations, and public and private sector, and transforming economic markets, value chains, laws, resource allocation, and regulations at the national level. Global evidence consistently suggests that substantial economic growth can be achieved when women are empowered to participate fully in the economy. Societies experience significant advancement in the growth, equality, and resilience. Targeted investments in measures such as formalization of employment paths, customized skills training in emerging sectors, access to resources, legal and policy reforms, and enhanced protections can elevate women's earning by 30%, contributing to 2% annually to GDP's growth. Prevention of violence against women and girls in all their diversities can help reduce economic cost of 300 million, which is equivalent to 6.6% of Fiji's GDP, Mr. Speaker. Additionally, the provision of accessible and regulated childcare stands out as a key intervention, enabling women to engage in economic activities, so we welcome the extension of time in school for our preschool children. Mr. Speaker, the implementation strategy of the WENAP is supported by a governance framework that ensures accountability, strategic oversight, and coordinated execution. The WENAP Secretariat will be co-chaired by Minister for Trade, SME, and Cooperatives, Deputy Prime Minister Honorable Kamika Midha, and I, as the Minister for Women, and will consist of government agencies and other relevant stakeholders as required for technical expertise, resourcing, coordination, and support to facilitate ownership and effective implementation of actions under an agreed terms of reference. Mr. Speaker, the WENAP Advisory Committee will be chaired by our Permanent Secretary with key CSO partners. Department of Women is responsible for the day-to-day execution of the action plan. The coalition government across each ministry already has targets to advance gender equality and equity. WENAP will harmonize our activities and help monitor progress. Mr. Speaker, WENAP is our government's commitment to inclusion, equity, and empowerment, ensuring women can equally participate in and benefit from decent work and social protection, access markets and have control over resources, and increased voice, agency, and meaningful participation in economic decision-making at all levels. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.